Hey Tankers, Bonsai Duck here. Just wanted to do a little bit of a, in my humble opinion, given all the changes that have happened with this new upgrade, and this is basically a kitchen sink upgrade for all intents and purposes. I mean, it's not a a rev patch or anything like that. I mean, we went from 1.12 point blah to 1.13, so I mean, this is an upgrade. And they brought in a lot of things. And sometimes, when you do that, did it break other things? I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I've seen some weird things happen in the game, but this was a kitchen sink type of upgrade, right? A lot of little things that got put in here. Obviously, the first one is the HE changes, right? And I'm not even going to dive into that because I think that's going to take a little bit of time to kind of work out. They ran all this stuff through Super Test, they ran it all through Common Test, and they ran it all through Sandbox and blah 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 blah. But that's not really going to test it as well as the game is going to test your changes. So that's where we're going to find out what's really. Did they break something terribly? What? And I haven't even looked at the forums. I've been busy with other stuff, in real life, and so I haven't had a chance to really spend a lot of time with the game. So I'm kind of happy about the 1.13 because it kind of gives me a starting point. I don't have to try to play catch up on a lot of these. I am probably a week out, but I'm not having to play catch up on a lot of this stuff. So. But like I said, you have the HE changes, you have the changes to RD, which again, that could be a whole video in its own right. You've got the buffs to the reward tanks, the 121B and the M60, two tanks that I've been seriously contemplating about purchasing. So I'll do a video on that and get your guys' humble opinion on those. You've got there's some changes to the EBRs because of the HE changes, right? You've got end game changes where they've changed you can now show the teams both teams HP graphs. You've got different markers for penetrating, not penetrating, bouncing, hitting a skirt. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff. You got stuff all over the mini map you can turn on right now. Just so much stuff that it makes it hard to just put into one, right? I mean, Wargaming itself had to have multiple videos to explain all the changes that were in here. One of the ones that I think is really interesting is the Minsk map change, okay? The rework of Minsk. And in standard Wargaming fashion, all right, they have a good idea. They do some good work. I think, the rework of the map was good to a point. And then they fall flat on their face. At least in my opinion, they fall flat on their face in what they could have done, how this map could have been so much better. And they didn't complete it. It's like you just didn't finish it. It's kind of like the 10-year anniversary thing. It's just, all this hype and then, okay. And that's my opinion. And I'll see how you guys give me your feedback and see what you think. So I'm going to do a couple videos on Minsk, on the new Minsk map, because first off, I was just going to kind of do a video and kind of go through, and like you're going to see here in a second, and do a visual. Here are the visual changes. Here's what they've changed exactly. Maybe you haven't had that many games in it. I haven't played that many games. I got into it 3 times yesterday. So the meta has changed a little bit just from the get-go. And then Middle-Aged Noob pinged me and wanted to go into a training room, kind of look at it. So I found that great because I wanted to get a light tank driver's impression of the changes. So I'll have another video of Middle-Aged Noob and I going through the training room on this. So, but there'll be several, in my humble opinion, about these changes that came in with 1.13. And did they change the game? Did they change the meta? Did they change the way that you play? That'd be interesting. And of course, when we finally get a chance to look at the new maps on Recon, that'll be great. And I'll give you my thoughts on the new ranked battles because I'm going to give it a shot. What the hell? I love the competition, and so we'll go with that route. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to get more into the visual changes, the actual changes that happened on Minsk. So let's get started with that. All right. So right now we have the old versus the new, and the first thing that pops out in everybody's first look at this is obviously they changed the river, right? They've changed the river. They've opened it up, and I think that's going to change some of the meta on the game. Makes it much easier to get over here and get up into this middle section faster. They've opened up some areas in through here by reducing the bushes. We'll just deal with the middle right now, but I mean, right here they've basically nuked this whole area as far as trees go, because it's fall based as opposed to summer based. So I don't know if there's going to be like, are they going to have both maps in the game, or is this truly the full version change to Minsk? I think this is they've decided to go with this newer version, this rework. But I like the fact that they opened it up. I like that they opened up the river. If you look on the far south, they've opened up this area, so Artie and TDs are going to have a great time protecting the area, because honestly, I think even though it represents here, they've moved the cap circle out here a little bit. The same here, they've kind of moved it out a little bit, so you can't be back here or up here and still be on the cap. If we look on the west side, they basically moved in about a half a square, and they've closed off this access right here. It no longer exists. If you want to get from point A to point B, you're going to have to go right through here or across this bridge or down into the subway and work your way back up. And it's just you can drive around here, over here a little bit, and work your way around. But they've put in a lot of indestructible fencing, some sand berms over here, and just not opened it up, but changed the gameplay here. Just changed the gameplay. Hold down tanks, the Patton, the T-32, those type of American good hold down, good gun depression tanks. They're going to have a heyday here. Absolute heyday. Centurion 7-1. Russian medium's going to hate it. Absolutely hate this. But so they've opened that up. They've kind of changed this back here. It seems a lot more bushier to me. Like it has more bushes for more sniper work. I had my Patton here, and I was getting pegged by some leopard over here, getting lit by a guy here, and he was just tearing me up, tracking me. I couldn't fix my tank fast enough, and eventually Artie came in and killed me. So I think the gameplay is going to change a lot more. It used to be lights would come up here and they'd light these guys over here for these guys and light this up here and get shots and crossfires and stuff. Now you can't do that because of these indestructible features. So as we start moving more towards the east, we can see that they've built a road that goes all the way down over here where they had it before, but you ran into it. They've extended it now. All right. Now where I think they dropped the ball is they didn't open this area up. All right, and same over here. Open these areas up. Give the tankers the ability to move through the tanks. It will change the game and make it much more enjoyable instead of these corridor, gotta battle it out, beat each other up in these corridors with crossfire and all this other horse shit. I mean, just open it up. Open up the areas. If you draw the map, you might as well open it. I don't understand why they don't. Anyway, they did open up around the obelisk, which is going to change the way, but you still got to come way down here and possibly get crossfired just to get in here so that you're protected to come over here and now you can battle. I don't understand the thought process. Why do the devs think that they can control the way that people are going to play tanks, the way that the players are going to use the maps? Just let the players play. Let the meta set itself. Players will change the meta, okay? If they don't like the way that something's going, they're going to change it. They're going to change the way that it happens. You build a map, you let the player base figure out what they want to do with it, right? But nope, the devs want to have their say. Other than that, everything else is fairly the same. You still got the beat each other up here in the middle. Vision, I think, is going to change a lot because of this change up here. It changes the way that you're able to battle it down here. Now there's probably some other changes that I'm missing. Maybe we'll catch it on the flyby. But honestly, those are the start. And I think they've expanded north and south a bit. They've expanded and contracted east and west a bit, and of course nuked the vegetation, although that does not mean that the bushes don't still work. All right, and as when you see the videos of middle-aged noob and I going through and doing some spotting stuff and trying and testing some stuff, I think you'll find that there's some good bushes in there that you're going to be able to use as a light or medium tank driver. So anyway, let's do the flyby. All right, so here's Minsk. game's just starting and I've gone into my free camera. All right, so we're down on the southern side. Okay, and as you can see, they've kind of changed a little bit of the base here. I want to say that they've moved it just a hair, not a great deal, but I want to say that they moved it, because that little piece of cement blocks there used to be inside the base, and now it's just outside. All right, but they have added this sand pile right here, so something people obviously giving protection to invaders or defenders, whatever you want to call them, right? So we're on the south side. We're going to head directly, we're going to go around clockwise around the map and kind of look at it. Here is the extension to the south, where they've opened up this back road, giving tanks the ability to get in here and just kind of move up here and attack the base. All right, so that's there. As you can see, the foliage, the trees in the middle here are all just been decimated, right? This is fall based. All right, but the bushes are still working, and I want to say I think they've raised some of these mounds up and just changed the way that they're not as, I mean, you can use them for protection. I guess I'll learn to talk and quit stuttering here. So as we start to head west, we can see that they've drained the river. All right, which is opening up a lot more area for us. Okay, so we'll come over here and then I'll pan back around. So as you can see, you can get back in here. You're gonna get stuck. Okay, you got to go back underneath the bridge to get out of here. But as you can see, they've opened up the river a lot. For those of you who haven't seen this map a lot, this is what you're gonna experience, right? So opened up the river, allowed for better escape and maneuvers in through here to fall back and get underneath. You cannot go underneath this bridge. You got to go up and around it. All right, but if you're over here and you're getting attacked, you now at least have some fallback, and you're not going to drown yourself, right? You can dodge back in here and get back in. All right, this area over here has not really changed much, except that they've moved this line in. Okay, so what we'll see here as we kind of zoom over here and fly. All right, so it used to be that you could get over here and play this backside here. Nope, not going to be able to do that anymore. They've moved it in, and you can't get around that building. There's a fence there, and besides, the wall is right there. So if you want to, where the mediums are at, we're now clear over on the west side, and this is the main road. Where the mediums used to go and battle it out is now you either have to go through this area right here, or be playing out in here and battling. Now, with that said, all right, again, like I said, they've changed this whole area. Okay, so we'll zoom over here and we'll take a look. All right, so you can come out of the portal, and you can get around this way. All right, and you can drop into the subway entrance and get out of there. You won't be able to drop in and drive right up, not unless you got a tank with some pretty good speed. EBRs are going to really enjoy this. I'll be interested to see how that works. But if you want to drive around, you can. You're going to be fairly safe at times because of these fences that they've put up in this area, and right in here and right in there, and all this construction that they've put up here. It will allow you the ability to get around here where you may not be getting shots or getting shot at. Now, to get back into this area, back behind here, obviously you have to go through there, right? So if we just kind of quickly take a quick look, all right, you can see that you still have the corridor of death into the sniper pit back here. Okay, but down here I think is going to be a lot more advantageous for hull down tanks, Centurion 7-1s, Pattons, stuff like that. They're going to be able to use this. A good light can use this bush and do some really good work here. So we'll drop down, and as you see, there's going to be a lot of hull down work here. Now, one thing I did notice is in this area is that this battle changes. This has changed in a meta a little bit, and it could have just been people trying to figure out how they're going to play the map now. All right, but this is a battling area right now, and this, having a tank in this area, down here, lighting this area up, is going to open up shots from the base over here. Okay, because now there's less trees and many more clear shots. So something to think about. Okay, as we start heading north, We can, we start seeing a little bit more of the river being opened up, a lot less foliage, a lot less trees. You still have these sand berms here, which is going to provide some protection, all right, which I think is going to be very useful. They got some bush action going on here, all right. I think that's going to be very useful. So pretty much you can almost drive up this road and be almost invisible from anybody over here until you start getting into these open spots, okay. Keep them heading over here towards the what used to be the snipers. You'd always have somebody over here sniping up that area. STRVs are notorious over here, and Artie is going to have a lot more function over here. We can see that there's opening up the area by reducing the amount of trees. Okay, so it's just opened up quite a bit more. All right, quite a bit more over here, but the bushes are still there. But the river being drained gives you much more egress to and ingress, the ability to get in and get out of there and move, and the ability to cross and move over and support a flank is there. All right, as we can see that they've changed this base a little bit, so they've taken out some of the trees, some of the bushes that were there. There used to be quite a few bushes here that you could, almost work and keep people off base. But now they've got a cement pile here that people can get behind, because it used to be you were really kind of almost shit out of luck if you got on base and there was somebody over here just shooting you. But I want to say that they moved the base a little bit to the south. You can't get up on this area and still be activating the base. It used to be you could get somebody right in here tucked in tight and they'd be on base. They've changed that, so that's changed a little bit. Now we kind of zoom out. We'll climb here, and they still have this little cove courtyard back here, but it's you can get in and you can get out through over here, but that's it. It's just a way to get in. The heavy area is still the heavy area. All right, they haven't made any changes there except for the ability for the heavies to get down in here and battle. So it'd be interesting to see if that's going to change. All right, here we're heading directly east. And they've opened it up, okay? And basically what they've done is they've created this road, pushed it back. So it created a nice area for Artie to hide. They still have the obelisk road, okay? But where I think they dropped the ball is they didn't open up this area here, all right? This area is just not open up. I think this could have been so much more useful had they opened this area up, but nope, there's no getting through that fencing. Nope, they didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. And just not allowing you to use the full map. Why open all this area up if you're not going to allow people to use it? I don't understand that. All right, so you have to come all the way down here and try to get in through this area, which is opening you up to shots from here and shots from here before you can get into the little courtyard area here. Which again, you've got this fencing, and so that allows you to push in through this way. Hopefully you don't run into the enemy right there, because that's just more of the heavy area where they're battling it out here. They're going to be battling it out here, right? So it just doesn't make any sense. Although it does change the view game, all right? So a light or a good view range medium is going to have to be on this side of the river to really light this area up, okay? And we head through the obelisk area, and you can see they've opened up this area, okay? But then again, no egress. You can't get out. You gotta pull out here and get shot. You can't just fall back. Why? I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna spend all the time drawing the map, why won't you open it up? I don't understand that. And the same goes for this area here, and probably that area back there. Why not just open it up? As we head back to the west and more towards the middle here, we can see, a lot more of the river and how you can use it, to get in here quick, do some spotting. It just opens it up so much more, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the way that they've opened up the river here and allowed you to use it as an actual feature of the map. So you take away some of the bad things that I think that they screwed up on, and you add some of the good things. I think this area up here is going to change the way the map is played. It's going to change the battle a lot more. The ability to get in and out of here is going to be helpful. The ability to use your snipers back here and still spot up here is going to be useful. Doesn't really change the heavy area. I mean, if anything, all they've done is just give the arty more places to hide right now, to be honest with you. So, anyway, that's my fly through on the new Minsk map. I'd be interested in your thoughts. Would like to hear what you guys think. Have you seen enough games to understand, is the meta going to change? You know, what's happening? What are your opinions? So, all right. Well, like I said, that was just a flyby of the Minsk map, the new Minsk rework. Like I said, I'd be interested in your thoughts. Give me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. Do you see the changes that I see? Am I just talking out my arse? You know, what's going on? Give me your thoughts. But in my humble opinion, they've done some really nice things to Minsk, and I think they missed some very important game features in Minsk. Just didn't finish it. Just didn't finish it. Anyway, give me your thoughts, and look forward to the video with middle-aged noob and I as we kind of roll through a training room, checking out some of the vision mechanics. And I got to put that together. I got his videos and my videos, and we'll see how that works. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. This is Bonsai Duck out.